This is Living Vibration. Da, 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 da.
Hey guys, that was my daughter. I love that little girl. And I'm feeling sick today. I have the flu. I'm not feeling good at all. I've been sick like every other day, you know, in the past month. I've been sick like, since January I've had the flu. Then I had a respiratory infection like 2 weeks ago, and now I have the flu again, and I just still feel awful. You know, so I'm going to try my best here. It's been a while, so I just wanted to put another video out. But today I'm going to try to continue with finding our identity in Christ and what that means. And I'm going to go to Galatians with it and talk about the fruits of the Spirit. Because honestly, a lot of people say they're Christians with their mouth, and they say it out loud to people that they claim it, and they think it in their mind that, well, I just have to believe in Jesus and I'll get to go to heaven, and that's all that matters. When in reality, those people are going to be sadly mistaken on before they die, or when they die, or possibly if their rapture comes before they die, and they're not taken, you know, with those people in the clouds when Jesus, you know. And I don't, you know, rapture is not, it's whatever, pre, post, whatever you think's great. So, yeah, you know, Christ says to a tree one time, you know, this tree has no fruit, and he like touches it and it withers up and dies. He says in other parables, you know, if a tree isn't producing fruit, it's going to be cut down, chopped up, or thrown into the furnace and burned because it's useless. It has no fruit. It's producing nothing good. And in Galatians, it talks about the fruits of the Spirit, which are the fruits that Jesus was talking about when he says, you know, they will know you by your fruits. Jesus said, you will be known as a Christian if, you know, by your fruits. Those fruits are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Those are the things that prove that you and I and everyone are a Christian, when those things are overflowing out of our lives. You know, and the problem with like John 3:16, as I said before, is that it makes people think if they just believe that he died for their sins, that they get to go to heaven, and that's all it takes. I just have to believe. It doesn't matter how I live my life, because John 3:16 says, if you just believe in me, then you'll have everlasting life. But see, they take that verse and it's misinterpreted. You know, I've said this again before, but I'm going to say it again. You know, Satan knows that Jesus died for your sins, but he's not going to go to heaven. You know, that word believe means, in its original language, it means to trust in. And in order to truly trust in somebody, you have to do something. Like if I said, hey, trust me, and say you're blindfolded, or if it's dark or something, but I can see, you know, whatever, you're blindfolded, and we're walking through the nature, you know, and then you go to take a step, and there's nothing in front of you, and you feel there's like a big ledge. You can't feel how deep the ledge is, and I say, hey, you know, there's like a 2-foot jump right here. Just go ahead and hop off. It's cool. Like I promise, it's like a 2-foot little jump. Just you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about it like hurting you in any way. And you're just like, man, I don't know where I am. Like I'm not jumping off this cliff. And I'm just like, jump off this cliff, and you're like, no, or, you know, this little bump, whatever, 2-foot drop, and you're like, no, this could be a cliff, like, I'm not sure, I'm kind of scared, like, I'm not going to do that, you know, that's, like, and then I'm just like, don't you trust me? And you're just like, yeah, I trust you, but I'm not going to do that. Then you don't trust me at all. You're just saying that you trust me, which is two completely different things, and that's just like it is with Christ. Just because you say that you trust in him or believe in him doesn't mean that you actually do, or doesn't mean that I actually do, or anyone actually does. The way that someone proves to Christ and to God that they love him, now it's not through works, it's not by doing good things. There's no such thing as a works-based salvation. You can't buy your way into heaven with doing cool stuff, or like, look, hey God, look what I did for you kind of stuff. That's not how it works. But there are things that God calls us. There is a type of person God calls us to be, and we are supposed to be a certain way. in order to actually say that we are truly saved. We can't remain the people that we were before we got saved, because that means that we didn't actually get saved. Just like the seed that fell on rocky ground or that the animals ate up, when Jesus told the parable of casting seed out, only some of the seed falls on good ground and grows. And those are the people that display love and joy and peace and patience and kindness and gentleness and faithfulness. And now as we grow closer to God and we're reading His Word and we're worshiping in Him and trying to, grow closer to Him every day, those things it's not like we just have to try to love people, or we have to try to be patient, or we have to try to not sin, I think that's what people's big thing is like, man, I just can't stop sinning. Like I try and I try and I try, and I want to be better for God so I can get closer to Him, but like I can't stop sinning and it's so hard. Or like, and like I need patience, or I need kindness, or I want to be more gentle with people. And the thing is if we just seek God, if we just get in His Word and spend time with Him and worship Him, those things just come upon us. We will just start being more patient, and we will start being more kind, and we will start loving more, and we will stop craving and stop wanting to do certain things that are not healthy for us, that will not bring life but bring death. Those things that are sinful, they're not sinful only because they're unrighteous, but God knows that those things will destroy our lives, they destroy our relationships, and they make us live in a way that we will never be satisfied. And so when we are Christians, those they're called works of the flesh in Galatians, and it's like carousing and drunkenness and sexual immorality and idolatry and witchcraft and all these things that those things bring death. And so we just have to be careful, because we can't just say, oh, I believe in you, God, and go to heaven. That's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. We have to display the fruits. There has to be fruits in our life. If we're just constantly being hateful people, smug people, self-righteous and people, then there's no fruit, there's no love, there's no joy, there's no peace or patience or kindness. We have to have those things in our lives in order for us to truly know that we are Christians, and to know that God knows that we love Him and follow Him and believe in Him. So I think that's just very important to realize, that saying things with our mouths means nothing. That's what believing in Him means. That we've changed. We're these creatures of death, and now we are these creatures of life. And we spread life. We don't spread death, works of the flesh, these bad things. We spread works of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Those are the things that make us Christians. Jesus said they will know you by your fruits. And those are the fruits. Those are the things that truly mean that we are Christians, when those things are overflowing out of our lives, when they, and I know obviously when we're starting out becoming Christians, those things are going to be few and far in between. Most times it's hard to be patient, it's hard to be loving, it's hard to be selfless, but as we grow, those fruits should grow more and more and more and more, until it just becomes second nature. You know what I mean? And when we're spending time with God the right way, and we're worshiping and fellowshipping, it becomes easier and easier and easier, and it doesn't have to be something that you just have to try to do. So you guys just make sure every single day that you're loving people, being gentle with people, being kind to people. And I'm talking to myself here too. I know I say you, but hey, I'm not perfect. I mess up all the time. I don't spend time with God like I should all the time, and I have to, slap myself and get back on it. And it's hard. Life is hard. 3 kids, a job, and trying to do this, and trying to write a book, and trying to spend time with my wife and be a good father, and all this stuff, and helping the youth with my I go to youth on Wednesdays and help out the pastor, one of my best friends, DJ. And so it's just juggling all this stuff. It gets so hard, sometimes to fit God in, but we have to, because he's what gives us the ability to become better, because we can't do it on our own. We just can't. So anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. I'm going to try to, obviously get some better equipment. I just got a new laptop, so I'm going to be able to use like the Final Cut Pro X, whatever, I don't know, it came with it, Final Cut Pro X, I don't know, to actually edit my videos a good way, instead of just doing them on YouTube like a chump. But I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching my videos. I hope you learned something, and if you didn't, that's okay too. But I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.
This is Living Vibrations. Thanks for watching.